Hey gang, Tony here with another video, because why the hell not? Yard sales and Halloween. That's what this video is, yard sales and Halloween. And video games, I guess. I just told you everything I got. You can stop watching now. Yard sale, video game, Halloween, done. Done! You want to see exactly what I got? Okay, I guess I could do that for you guys, since you asked nicely. So, this weekend, if you watched my previous video, you know I went to drive-in. If you didn't watch it, go ahead and watch it. It's pretty cool. I ramble, like I'm doing right now. We went out to the yard sales the day after the drive-in, and we were all kind of like, because we got 2 or 3 hours of sleep. But we did it because it's the weekend, and I want to see what kind of stuff there is. So, first of all, Halloween season is officially upon us. For those who are uninitiated, you may not know that Halloween kind of begins for many of us in late September. Or late August, I'm sorry. I don't even know what month it is, what do you? It is August, right? It is, it's August. Late August, early September. And even earlier for most of us, as I was saying in my last video, if you look around me, it's like always Halloween. But, you know, like official celebration, like really thinking about it. So I was very excited to find a bunch of Halloween stuff this weekend at yard sales. Really, it was at a flea market that I found this stuff. So there was one small booth at the flea market. I did really poorly at the flea market this weekend. In general, like otherwise, there was nothing else. But there was this one table, and I walked over because I saw lots of orange. I'm kind of like a homing pigeon for orange. I see something. I walked over to one table because I saw black and orange, and they had one of these old paper treat bags, and of course I always buy these when I see them because, number one, they're not made anymore. They, you know, if you go to the dollar store or Target or Walmart, they just don't make the paper bags anymore, as far as I can tell. And even if they did, they wouldn't have the feel, you know? These are not particularly old ones. They're 1995, which I guess is kind of old at this point. But I just love them, and sometimes I'll throw these into like my shipments for Candy Corn Apocalypse. If you've purchased things from me last year for Halloween, I did the glow-in-the-dark jack-o'-lantern, and I put them in the old treat bags. So I always pick them up when I can. 25 cents it said on it, so I put that to the side. There are these little suction cup decorations. And these are from 1993, or at least this one is. 1990. So these are all early 90s things. But I mean, come on. So I take one and I put it to the side. And the lady sitting there is kind of like, oh, you could just have that. And I thought she meant that one or something. So I was like, oh. And I wanted to keep putting stuff in so that I have enough to give them. Because at this point, I only owe them a quarter. I'm like, I got to give you some more than a quarter. So I threw this one onto the pack because it's amazing. And I threw this one for the same reason. I mean, these are just glorious. They're glorious. Look at these. I love them. And as I'm doing this, she just keeps saying, oh, yeah, you could just have that. I'm like, okay. So these had price tags on them, so I took a couple of these. She actually had more of each of these things, but I didn't want... She kept saying take it for free, and I felt weird just taking everything. So I didn't take all of it. I took the ones I liked the most. These are window clings from 1992. And it only occurred to me later that the price tags on there weren't actually their price tags. They were just price tags on it from when they were sold in stores in the 90s. So I thought those were her prices at first. I wasn't really thinking. So I'm thinking, well, now I finally have money to give her. And I put them to the side. And she goes, oh yeah, just take those. I'm like, okay. So I see some bigger items. I'm like, all right, let me start taking some big stuff so that I can pay for it. And these are a couple more suction cup decorations. I put that on backwards, but it doesn't really matter right now. Little black cat, rip, rest in peace, the pumpkin and everything. These are pretty cool too. Not necessarily tickling the same nostalgia bone as the other things. You want to guess what my nostalgia bone is? So then we have this pirate skeleton. Alright. And finally, I also grabbed this, which doesn't really work. I was messing with it, but it looks cool. So it came in a little box. Yeah, made in China. It's supposed to like make sounds and light up and stuff. Maybe the batteries are dead. It was sort of doing stuff before. One of the eyes was lighting up. I knew it didn't work, but they were like very insistent that I take it. They're like, yeah, take it, take it. I'm like, alright. So I put all the stuff together. Yeah, it's not, I don't know. Batteries are probably just dead. But I put all that in a bag. They gave me a bag, and I'm like, okay, well, how much? And she says, no, just take it. I'm like, I can't just take all this. It's a lot of stuff. You must want something. Take $1. Like, nope, it's free. That was very nice of them. So I thanked them, and I took the stuff. They're like, we just want to get it out of our attic. We're never going to use it again. Like, but it's so cool. Whoever wins the yard sale mystery box giveaway, I think you might have a day or two left to enter if you haven't entered. Quite possibly see some of that stuff in there. You never know. But wait, Tony, you said something about video games, didn't you? I did say something about video games. I got video games. Woo! It was a stack of Super Nintendo games. Woo! Which is always a nice sight. We have Brutal Paws of Fury. Woo! They're all in really good shape. There's a little bit of staining on a couple of them that I could definitely clean off. Not yellowing of the cartridge, but just some stains. And the labels look awesome on these. A little dusty, dirty, but other than that, good stuff. So Brutal Paws of Fury. Then we got Ren and Stimpy Vidiots, which I think I have. I definitely have a Ren and Stimpy game. Almost positive it's Vidiots. Got the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, which I did own at one point and then sold, and then regretted selling, and now have again. Woo! So, that's good. And Ultraman, which I've never played, so I'm excited to check that one out. Finally, the best of the bunch, and the one I was most excited about, because I did have it, or at least rented it on Genesis? I think I played it on Genesis. Earthworm Jim. That is a goodie right there. It was $3 for the whole bunch, so that's an awesome deal. Really, really good deal. You want to guess what my nostalgia bone is? Woo! The Last House on the Left Collector's Edition unrated DVD. I think I have it. If I do have it, I'll put it in the mystery box, I guess. If I don't have it, I'll probably keep it. So that was cheap. It's like $1.25, I think. And Monster Mania VHS, which looks pretty sweet. It's just a mashup of clips from other horror movies with Jack Palance as the host. It says it features footage from dozens of contemporary and classic horror movies. Highlights including Bram Stoker's Dracula, The Fly, Nosferatu, Halloween, Alien, and many more. That was also only $0.25, so I figured I would grab it because it looks kind of interesting. And I did see Ghoulies on VHS, but it was very, very moldy. That was at the flea market. The guy was like, take the whole box of VHS. I'm like, I don't want the whole box of VHS. I'm kind of interested in this one. And then I look at the tape and I see all the mold. And I was like, oh, God, son of a bitch. So I throw it back in the box and I start to walk away. I was like, wait, how much? How many do you want? I'm like, I just walked away. I was like, no, I don't want it. I'm always like tempted to tell them you're trying to sell moldy tapes, but they don't care. You know, it's the flea market. They're just going to try to sell it anyway. So I just walk away from those people. That's it. Not a bad weekend. I feel like I got a pretty good couple of scores here. Some Halloween stuff, video game stuff, a couple of horror movies. I'm okay with that. I spent like $3.50 the whole day. So I can certainly be happy about that. And I'm just, after each yard sale, I just throw stuff in a box. Been gathering all kinds of things up. Don't forget to enter that giveaway. It's going to be great. Alright, I'm going to go and wake up and eat some breakfast. Happy Halloween. Breathe deep of the night. I forgot to say that at the end of my last video. Bye. You want to guess what my nostalgia bone is? Woo!